Lần 1.
Through 58, refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, the offer is starting to seem too small. I start clicking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look for 3 tomorrow. According to weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. Lần 2.
Questions 56 through 58 refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, the offer is starting to seem too much. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties have been renovated there. That's a good idea. I look over there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. Lần 3.
Questions 56 through 58 refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, this one is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look for 3 tomorrow. According to weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around.
Number 56.
Lần 4.
58 refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, my office is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look over there tomorrow. Look, according to weather forecast, tomorrow will be a nice day to walk around. Lần 5.
Through 58 refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look for 3 tomorrow. According to weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around.
Number 56
Lần
through
6.
58 refer to the following conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look for over there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around.
Through 58 refer to the following conversation.
Lần 7. Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look for 3 there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow will be a nice day to walk around.
Following
Lần
conversation.
8. Now that my business is expanding, it is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look over there tomorrow. According to weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. Lần 9.
Conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that have taken more. This is a good idea. I look for there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around.
Following
Lần 10.
conversation.
Now that my business is expanding, so it's starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated. That's a good idea. I'm looking for that tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. 11.
Number 5 following conversation.
Now the business is expanding. The office is starting to seem too small. I will start looking for a new space to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look forward to it there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow was to be a nice day to walk around. 12. Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I've started looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at a nearest rail station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I'll look over that tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. Behind. Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I've started looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I'll look over there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow will be a nice day to walk around. 13. Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I start looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look over there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow should be a nice day to walk around. 14. Now that my business is expanding, the office is starting to seem too small. I've started looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the train station? There are some business properties that are renovated there. That's a good idea. I'll look over there tomorrow. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow will be a nice day to walk around. 15. Now that my business is expanding, it is starting to seem too small. I've started looking for a new place to rent. Have you looked at the area around the station? There are some business properties that are being renovated there. That's a good idea. I look over there tomorrow. According to weather forecast, tomorrow will be a nice day to walk around.